we need to talk about the psychology of Nana Komatsu, or Hachi from Nana, and the overall problem with shoujo anime. Specifically, whether or not Hachi was groomed, all the horrible things that happened to her, and how this affected her psychology. Now, if you don't know what Nana is, or who Nana Hachi is, Nana is an anime about two girls in their 20s, and they girl, I do not know how to explain this. What the fuck? Nana is about two girls, both named Nana, and through coincidence, they meet going to Tokyo to follow their dreams. And while their dreams and goals are wildly different, they find solace and compassion and care between each other. They were basically the couple that should have dated, but they never did. Every single day I live in pain. Nana is a very messy show. There's no way to sugarcoat it. This show is about emotions. It is about these two girls going through the runner. They are going through so much stuff. Specifically Hachi. She is the one that you see all the fans crying about and saying she deserved better and this and that. Hachi, at the end of the day, is a very tragic and traumatized character. Throughout the series, we see her go through many traumatic things and see her self-esteem and mental health just spiral out of control, which ends with her being baby prisoned by a musician also known as Takumi. Well, my homies hate Takumi. In the Nana community and for shoujo anime in general, mental health and questionable motives or things that happen in shoujo anime are never explored. It is fair to say that Nana is the closest thing we will ever get to anime exploring these very disturbing topics, discussing how different people would react and try to heal from these disturbing scenarios. I made a video talking about how Hachi basically had no chance of having a healthy relationship before she met Takumi because of many factors and reasons. One of them was she got into a relationship with a married man who was twice her age when she was in high school. She lost her V card to this man, she fell in love with this man, and he ends up breaking it off and breaking her heart, experiencing her first heartbreak with this man because he was going to Tokyo for a new job. Keep in mind, she did not know this man's name or the fact that he was married until literally in the middle of their very concerning relationship. She slept with him without knowing his name. She was in high school, he was a married man twice her age. We will get back to that topic, but her second serious relationship was with a man named Shoji. This is the man that she basically up and left her hometown to go live with him in Tokyo. Basically dropped everything to be with Shoji, this man named Shoji, who ends up cheating on her with another girl that he works and goes to school with, and she's basically left stranded in Tokyo. Only reason why she's still floating is because she has two other friends in the friend group that she grew up with, and Nana Osaki, the girl she's living with. These two relationships, plus the fact that she has very severe attachment issues, very low self-esteem, and possibly suffers from a type of mental disorder I'm going to assume is depression. She's very prone to depressive episodes and to also letting other people use her like a doormat. All of this is way before she met Takumi, who basically took advantage of her. And it hurts because we as an audience saw the chance that she had a healthy relationship with Nobuo and being with a healthy friend group. And it all got thrown out the trash the minute Takumi entered the picture. In the TikTok video that I made, in the comment section, there were people arguing about whether or not Hachi was a victim of being groomed. They were basically saying she wasn't groomed. They were saying that it's her fault and that she should have known better and she was the one that engaged in a relationship in the first place. And there were people arguing back saying that's not the case. She was groomed and she's a victim. I think we can all agree that she is the problem of her own mistakes. Everything that she does in the series is on her. There is nobody that is accountable to her except herself. Every person in the series tries to explain that to her, but she doesn't get it. He instead takes that criticism as, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not this or that, and just completely down spirals more. Again, leading back to her severe attachment issues, low self-esteem, and possible depression. In the video, I was basically trying to pinpoint where this might have started, and it was definitely from her being groomed. The people in the comments saying she wasn't groomed, she was groomed. Unfortunately, she was groomed. The age of consent in Japan is 16, and the age of being an adult is 18 in Japan. She was 16 in high school, engaging with an older married man that she did not know the name of sexually. There were people in the comments saying like, oh, she was the one that engaged with him first. That is not the case. She literally fell into his arms out of nowhere. He caught her. He told him where she works, and then he waited outside for her. No matter how you look at it, he is an adult that engaged first with a minor. Engaged in a sexual manner, by the way. She lost her V card to him. Saying she, as a minor, was not groomed and engaged first, it's the same type of twisted mentality against sexual abuse victims. Saying that she was responsible because she knew what she was getting into still doesn't excuse him, the older adult married male, engaging in sexual relations with a high school minor. There is no other way to sugarcoat it. She was groomed, and she is a victim. And that is the thing with shoujo romance anime. They will take these very disturbing topics and then do nothing with it. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. It is the toxic, very disturbing topics that are put in these really cute romance shows and just taken for a grain of salt. Like the amount of SAing in most of these animes, like I could think of one right now, or in High School Host Club. That is one of them. Or emotional manipulative abuse from the male lead. When he grabs the girl because he's jealous, he's constantly clingy and always calls her, even borderline stalks her. He tests her boundaries when she makes it clear that she's not interested in him in any romantic manner. Like, no. Like at times I think it's played for laughs sometimes because of how casual it is. I have not seen any improvement in this until recent anime where they do respect the boundaries, the consensual part of romantically engaging with the female lead. Even like sometimes tease it, saying like, oh, that's really toxic. Did you think I was gonna be someone from a shoujo manga or anime and be this and that and macho? It's the only time I've seen improvement in this field, and that's not very often. Nana, where these two girls go through the most unbelievable shit I've ever seen in my life, where they deal with mental health disorders and like being victims of abuse and manipulation. They're just trying to find themselves in the world and they're surrounded by awful people. For a show that is so beautifully dedicated to exploring two women's lives and how they intertwine and telling an amazing story, shedding light on how these toxic behaviors ruin someone's lives. They don't really go into detail. They don't really explore it as much as you would think. You only see the aftermath. You don't see the inner process. You don't get an explanation, is what I'm trying to say. It's also interesting because what I'm talking about is a very Western interpretation of mental health and etc. Nana takes place in Japan, whereas very different culturally, especially for females and mental health. As much as I've studied about Japan and such, I don't want to make assumptions based on the culture through one media, which is anime. The kind of knowledge I get from this culture is through media, which is anime, and through YouTube documentaries. The cheating culture in Japan is very different from the West. Even Nana talks about that very casually. It's fair to say that how Hachi views herself is through a very Japanese culture female point of view, which is why she looks at what she went through so casually. Anyway, my girl's a victim, and shoujo anime just needs to do better. That's it.